Yo.
Now do Berried Alive.
Okay.
Berried Alive is next.
Do a video on Berried
Next,
Alive.
he is going to say
what's
Berried
next,
Alive
Jake?
is
One
fake.
about how Berried Alive is
Okay.
Berried Alive.
Okay. By 2013, Charles Caswell had made his way into a successful metal band called Reflections. That clip that you just saw is from this tour, and I was actually playing guitar in I Declare War at the time. And, you know, Charles and I both were really young and touring around the country, playing music, living out our dreams. But we actually didn't talk very much because the tour was pretty short, only a couple weeks. But I do remember thinking that he was a great guitar player. And then something terrible happened. Jake Foster, the vocalist of Reflections, fell victim to a house fire in 2014, where unfortunately his friend did not make it out alive. This pushed Jake into a dark depression, and the whole band was affected. We didn't work as a band. It sucked. So Charles actually decided to leave this successful band, saying things like, "I just wasn't happy with the band anymore, and I left to pursue my own musical expression." Thus, from the ashes, Berried Alive is born. Starting from the bottom, Charles starts churning out these heavy riff videos. Whoa, 1 second. Didn't you miss a squeal there, bud? Okay, he's out in nature, in a field or something. It's clear he's doing this so it looks cool. He's not trying to convince anybody that we're actually hearing his real guitar playing from this field right now. Well, when asked for an unedited take, Charles delivers. But he takes the raw take down from YouTube? I don't really understand what that's about, but... I see why he removed it from YouTube. And it's not that it's a sped up clip, it's something different. Let me show you what he's doing. I have this shreddy little alternate picking riff here. To make it sound perfect, I'm going to record this real slow. So now what I'm going to do is inside of my software here, I'm going to have it cut at every transient. So now each note is its own individual block. And then I'm just going to snap these to the grid where I believe they belong. And because we're letting the initial strum of the note be there, we're not speeding everything up actually and causing artifacts. We're letting the actual strum of the note be completely natural, and then we're just cutting off the sustain of the note so it becomes passable, and then it sounds like I did a perfect shred here. It does sound mechanical. Now if I show you my clip of me playing this shreddy guitar again, but I now include with the audio this backtracked, edited, perfect guitar, and I actually take my real guitar and I turn it down a little bit so it's a little bit quieter than the backtrack guitar. Watch what happens. Check out how much cleaner that sounds than before. So you can actually make it seem like you played that perfectly edited track because that's what people are hearing predominantly. And then you get comments like, I cannot think of a single guitarist that could outplay you. Your playing skills are out of human reach. Well, one metal guitarist was really not a fan of Charles doing this.
So I'm going to keep this short and sweet. Charles Caswell, you're not fooling anyone who knows any better by any means whatsoever, bottom line. You've blocked me on all of your social media platforms, as well as removing my comment on your YouTube video about this whole thing, so here I am making my own video.
This is Miles Dimitri Baker, former guitarist of Rings of Saturn and current guitarist of Ice Nine Kills, who is currently on tour with Metallica.
First off, I think it's great that you have your own musical and artistic voice that you express through your guitar videos and music. That's wonderful. Anyone who has a passion for music should do that same thing, even if that's by means of half-speed recording, note-for-note recording, or using MIDI plugins to, sample your guitar. It's 2019. You've got to have a polished product, and that's not the problem. The problem is when you put out an absolute abortion of a live guitar video that was not live whatsoever, and you pass it off as real. That's a fucking lie. That is a bold lie, and that is not cool whatsoever. You are it up for everyone around you in this community who works hard, practices their instrument, and has pride in what they do.
Bro is passionate.
On top of that, you tell people that they should practice 8 to 12 hours a day so they can sound like that.
What? There's no way he says he practices 12 hours a day.
What's your practice routine like?
Well, I would say be anywhere between 6 and 12 hours a day. Sometimes more, on Saturdays and Sundays. If we don't have plans, I'll basically play from when I get up, and till maybe 2 in the morning, something like that.
With what time? With what time? With what time?
No one is ever going to sound like a fucking machine, and that is a fact. And so that is complete bullshit. Take Jeff Loomis, Guthrie Govan, who else? Rick Graham, 3 guitar greats right there. None of them sound like that because they're fucking human.
Miles makes a great point about how tracking at half speed and editing gives like a mechanical sound, and it's something that even the pros can't replicate because it's kind of like the sound of like a MIDI instrument or a synthesizer. We can hear that same mechanical sound in essentially all Berried Alive songs. Versus, for instance, some shredding from Jeff Loomis that doesn't have that mechanical sound. And maybe Charles is as skilled as Jeff Loomis, but we wouldn't really know because we don't hear his unedited playing. As you can see, sometimes he does this to achieve impossible results, and then he gets called out for it in the comments.
I can't believe how many people can't see this is plainly faked in post. You're all the same folks who fell for Dragon Force.
And he replies,
If I post a raw clip, will you shut up or just ignore it like the rest of the cocks that claim the same BS?
Okay, so let's check out these raw clips he's talking about. Now the problem with this raw clip is like, okay, because it's camera audio, it appears raw, but really you're also hearing an edited guitar and maybe he's playing on top of it, just like I just showed, which gives the illusion that he's playing better and cleaner than he actually can. But in other clips, he doesn't play along to a backtrack. But devil's advocate here, could he be faking this? Yes, he could, because he's playing onto a click track, and the click track could count him in while the backtrack is playing, and you actually don't hear his actual real playing right there at all. Now, the audio doesn't sound like it was tracked at half speed and edited, it doesn't have that mechanical sound, but it could be from comp takes where he's doing it a little section by section, and getting it clean and edited beforehand and then just miming along to that. It's hard to say. But there is one place that he really couldn't fake it. NAMM. NAMM is a musical trade show where guitar companies will invite out their endorsed artists to come and perform live at their booths. And Charles was invited to do exactly this at the Legator booth in 2025.
Get me.
Once again, you can hear his real guitar, but you can also hear an additional perfectly edited backtrack guitar, making it sound like he plays better than he actually does. The tapping parts specifically stand out as having that mechanical sound. So I could see why people would criticize Charles's playing as being edited, but that's really only like half true. The majority of his videos, you don't even hear his guitar and it's just mimed along. And then he actually has a folder of raw clips, and he currently has 43 in there. If he wanted to be considered one of the metal guitar virtuosos like Jason Richardson or John Bertucci, he would have to stop posting these mimed clips and only post raw ones, like they do. But what if none of that matters? What if Charles doesn't care about being a guitar virtuoso? What if he just wants people to listen to his music? What is Charles' intent?
I'm just trying to be able to play music for a career. If I have to get called, this or that by a couple people, so be it. It's like so worth it in every way, hands down.
Yeah.
If his intent is just to get people to listen to his music, I mean, does it matter that he's miming? Or is he trying to show people that he's a virtuoso? I mean, if somebody, doesn't play guitar and doesn't notice that all this stuff's mimed, they would think that he's, a crazy guitar god.
I actually have more respect if they just don't like the music, but a lot of the time, they'll just say it's fake, but they won't actually say it's bad music. So I'm like, so do you like it then? Does that mean it's good? Even if it was as fake as you imagine it being or wish it was, does that mean it's good? Because that's at the end of the day, that's all I'm going for. I'm going for what I think sounds cool and what I hear in my mind.
I think this is gray area, because when music videos became popular in the 80s, I'm sure that people also thought that had real live audio as well. But the intent of those videos was not to showcase the actual performance that you're hearing. It's to showcase the music composition, to get people into the band, right? Is this what we think that Charles is doing, or is he really trying to show off his skills? Let me know what you think down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. And, check out this video. Or check out this video right here. Yeah. Thanks for watching.